Let's get stuck in. Let's get best of 5 started. Fahad rank 1 versus OSM, who's currently outside the top 100. I don't think I've got time for a best of 7. So best of 5 is what we're going to go for. Obviously, I'm expecting Fahad to take this. I mean, he's actually just rank 1 at the moment. Whoa, what is going on? Is he lagging? Oh, he must be lagging. I'll just give this a restart when he manages to reconnect here. He's wanting to change server. Yeah, that's also fine. We can do... Wait, is he just going to go for this? I mean, I personally don't mind restarting until we get a good server, but maybe Fahad's just bored of rerolling at this point and he just wants to get stuck in. Looks like it. Okay, then. Game number 1, Fahad versus OSM. Now, I told OSM... Or, well, actually, you know, I asked OSM, did he want to play against Fahad? Quick question, by the way, Twitch chat. Is that game sound at an adequate volume? Just spam 1 in chat if it's good. Yeah, I asked OSM if he wanted to play against Fahad because I was talking to him today anyway. And he said that he's down, but he also doesn't expect to win this one because Fahad's obviously in great form, sitting rank 1 in the leaderboard. But I honestly think, you know, if OSM can keep kickoffs, you know, respectable, doesn't even need to go even in kickoffs to make this a match, but he does need to, you know, stop Fahad from just crushing kickoffs. That's the main thing. Once OSM gets into midfield play, he can go even with most players, even if he's not on the ones grind, if he's on that freestyle grind. Great goal there by OSM, so Fahad needs to be on the lookout for the air dribble bumps from these kind of positions. ZXDDS, thanks for the 4-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel. Glad you're enjoying the show matches. Also, SwiftRL, thanks to the brand new Tier 1. Lovely touch from Fahad to play the possession in the back corner. He's going to get a boost steal here. Oh, almost a goal as well, because I don't think that's the touch OSM was after. Fahad will turn this into a goal for himself. OSM's boost management not good enough, unfortunately for him. Still clinical by Fahad. YuzRL, thanks to the brand new Prime. Welcome to the channel. Is it Civic scouting? And Civic already knows who Fahad is. You know, Fahad's on one of the top teams in the Middle East at the moment. You know, I'd say top 4/5, depending on the day. I'm actually going to look it up just so I make sure that I'm right on this. But I think his teammates are Faisal. It's Faisal's team. Faisal Venom. Isn't it Faisal Venom Fahad? I'm pretty sure it is. Faisal and Venom used to play with TRK, Sandrock TRK. But TRK obviously joined Sandrock and that left Faisal and Venom with no third. Well, in fact, they had a 4-man roster. It was TRK, Ali, Faisal and Venom. And then Ali joined the team that were previously known as Empty, and TRK joined Sandrock. Then Empty were signed by Falcons. So, you know, the old... you know, I think Ali left Falcons and then he just ended up rejoining them. And that means that Faisal Venom needed a new third and they grabbed Fahad. So, pretty cool to see Fahad getting onto a top team. He's not just a, you know, insanely mechanical player, and I think a player who is, you know, one of the highest potential in Middle East, but also just a really nice guy. I had the pleasure of being able to interview him when he won the Goldmine 1v1 tournament, and I was so impressed with his comments post-tournament about Fairy Peak and about all the other players that he played and beat in that event. Yeah, Fahad is FY Ali. He used to run it as FY Ali 77. Then he also ran as, or his name used to be Fahad 77. Now he's just naming himself Fahad. That's a great shot, top corner, to tie the game. But okay, I've got the Wikipedia page up just to make sure that I'm not talking nonsense here. But yeah, Sleeping is the roster. 2 of them used to play on Falcons. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, Venom, Fahad, Faisal. Yeah. So that, I think that's been their team for the entirety of the fall split. So you can catch this guy playing in all the Middle East, North Africa events for RLCS, unless there's been a roster change in the off-season that I'm not aware of. I can't imagine why they would want to make one, because they looked like they were pretty consistent. I'm pretty sure, I think they're sitting in 4th or 5th at the moment in overall rankings. I'm just going to check that as well. I'm kind of curious. I know that Sandrock are in top by a mile, and then it's Falcons and Ultimates who are tied second. And yeah, Sleeping are indeed 4th. So they're number 4 team in Middle East, and that's pretty important because although there's only right now 1 spot for the Middle East North Africa teams in RLCS majors, by the time that we get to the World Championship, there will be at least 2. Well, there will be 2 Middle East North Africa teams in the wildcard tournament, and there could also be 1 Middle East North Africa team in the auto-qualified top 8 as well. So up to 3. Oh, great save, Fahad. Looping himself around the bump and getting a very nice stop on OSM's attempted air dribble. Crime Doge, thanks to the brand new Prime, and also thank you to Grey Jag for the brand new Prime. Appreciate you guys checking to see if Prime's up and clicking the button when you find out it is. OSM's going to need to keep switching it up in offense. Fahad clearly able to adapt. As soon as he realizes what OSM is prioritizing, he just repositions. A strong kickoff. Shrugs OSM off into the corner. Puts himself up by 3. Now, this is actually the moment of the game where OSM needs to tighten up the defense. He's starting to leak goals pretty consistently, whereas Fahad is defending the majority of OSM's attacks. Wave dash kickoff will get OSM in the next possession. A great angle on the dribble as well. The shot does go past the pre-jumping Fahad. That's brilliant from OSM. Just a perfect first touch into the center. Gives himself all the options. OSM says he can hear me, so better be careful not to give him too many tips. OSM is one of the players who's quite well known for watching my stream, or listening to my stream at least, while he's playing show matches, and does like to sometimes use strategies that I suggest. Not all the time. I'm sure he listens and sometimes thinks, what is Johnny talking about? That's a terrible idea, but other times he does just copy-paste what I say and it works, so we feel pretty good about that. Lovely little pre-flip there to deflect the ball into the corner. OSM transitioning quickly now. Hook shot pass to himself in the near post. Fahad blocks it. YUX, thanks to the brand new Prime. So many brand new Primes, I appreciate that, guys. Fahad prioritizing recoveries here. Doesn't want to go all in. Give it OSM an easy counter-attack to tie the game. OSM with a run-through demo. Didn't have any interest in playing the ball there, as Fahad wasn't threatening a shot from distance. OSM certainly is. Looking to get high volume of shots in the closing minute here, but Fahad will turn that pressure around. Checks behind to see where OSM is. Knows he's got a bit of space to play with. Not for the first time this game, Fahad getting underneath the ball with a reset attempt. It's quite awkward to play. That's not an easy shot to be going for, especially this late in the game with a 1-goal lead. Near post control by Fahad. Doesn't want to center the ball, knowing the danger of OSM's demos and also just the danger of the dunk from that kind of range. Now Fahad's out of position, out of boost. OSM with the open net. Can he get it on target? No, he's missed it. OSM has never managed to go a game without at least missing one open net. That was going to be tricky to hit, to be fair. Oh, he's got another one here. Fahad, again low on boost. OSM, 0 seconds. Does get a shot on target, but it's been saved. Fahad able to take game number 1. Poor OSM, man. And that something's never changed. He just never goes a game without at least missing an open net. But like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by a 0-second goal attempt. That one was pretty tricky at the end there because Fahad was recovering quickly, so OSM needed to shoot that one fast, which does make it a bit harder to send that shot on target. Got to remember as well, there's a lot of pressure on Fahad here. You know, whenever you take on an experienced player who's been inactive, you're definitely taking a risk, because the one biggest thing I've seen from experienced players in the past who make a comeback to ones is that they play just differently. They don't play meta. So if you're in Fahad's position, he's been grinding ones, he's grinded all the way up to rank 1 on the leaderboard. To do that, you need to play a ton of recent games, which he's obviously done. Whereas OSM hasn't played a lot of rank 1s recently, so he's going to have a very different style to the players at the top. He's not going to be as readable. He says in chat that he's been playing a little ones, top 100 on Smurf. Okay, so you'll know what to expect. OSM will know exactly what to expect from Fahad, but Fahad will probably have a tougher time reading OSM, who's going to be trying to download Fahad's playstyle, trying to adapt to him constantly. That's one of OSM's strengths, is he's always like analyzing his opponent, sort of like Appjack. He, you know, gets better and better against players the more he plays against them. Who knows, maybe he's going to change his name to some variation of Fahad, try and tilt him in game 5 if we get there. Okay, here we go. So we've got game 2 underway now. I'll make sure to go full screen mode. Looks like Fahad's connection has improved. So it wasn't the server quality, it was just simply his internet. Good jump there over the demo attempt from OSM. Fahad might go for one of his own here. OSM sees it, jumps over it. That's a really good turnaround. So awareness, very high for both players. Fahad using that camera look around feature to his advantage and slot in the opening goal of the game as well. Really need to be careful trying to sneak up on this guy. He'll see you coming. Deligila Louis, thanks for the 9-month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel. No wave dash on the landing there from Fahad. Probably didn't want to risk messing it up. It was such a flat landing position. Both players charging straight for the ball after OSM respawns. OSM still trying to sneak into positions where demos are an option. You know, he's coming in from a very wide angle there, where it's not in Fahad's natural line of sight. Fahad will have to turn his camera to see OSM coming, but as we've seen from Fahad's first-person POV, he will be doing that. He's got fast enough transition speed that he can just have a quick glance and see where OSM's coming from. Mind game from OSM. Fahad dodging low enough into the ball to block that one. Fahad thought about going for an immediate shot down the line. My goodness, what a flick that is. OSM's going to double tap it clear. I love that control from Fahad, not rushing himself, realizing that he had a bit of time. He initially jumped up to make sure that he wasn't going to get challenged quickly. Upon realizing that OSM wasn't going to rush a challenge, he immediately changed the game plan. There's a good recovery by OSM. Fahad thought he might be able to squeeze that rebound in, or maybe force an own goal. OSM is the one who's equalizing instead. Are people like discussing whether or not Fahad has the same H sound as Ahmad? Because as far as I'm aware, it's not the same for Fahad. I think Fahad is just Fahad in Arabic. I don't think they say the H, the heavy H, the thick H. So it's a different pronunciation. Same thing with Khalid. They're all different. Like all three of those H's are different in Arabic. Fahad, Ahmad, Khalid. As far as I know, that's how you're supposed to say that. But I'm like years away. Oh, there it is. There's the OSM open net miss. Open shot miss himself. It's good to get it out of the way early. Good to just get it done. So now you can really focus on scoring the open nets. Here we go. So he can't possibly miss this one. He takes his time. Hits it straight down the middle. And nails it. I say this every time that I'm talking about Arabic pronunciations, but the reason I don't try to pronounce, well, especially Ahmad and Khalid correctly while I'm casting is because, well, Khalid is very hard to say. For a native English speaker, it's very, very difficult to say Khalid because there's no kh sound in English at all. Now, I can do that because I speak Scottish Gaelic and we have a kh sound in our language. So that was never something I needed to learn. But yeah, most of the other casters will not be able to do that. It just isn't something that they can say. So I don't want to like say one thing and then have my co-caster say another thing, and it just sounds weird. It sounds like I'm like flexing language on them or something. So I just say it the English way, Khalid. And then Ahmad that's a sound we don't have in. That's a sound that isn't in English. That H sound is not in English, and it's also not in Scottish Gaelic, so that one's brand new to me. So I'm not very good at that. I feel like I would probably mess it up if I tried to do it while casting, first of all. And secondly, I don't want to say something that my co-caster's not saying as well. That was a really good recovery by OSM to double tap the challenge into the net. Fahad, lovely wave dash recovery on the landing here. Brilliant flick as well. That's a clean goal by Fahad. Look at this wave dash. A little bit of a power slide turn at the end of it as well. You mean like wave punk and Lethimer? I think that's like an accent. That's an accent thing. Like there's always going to be minor differences in how different casters and different people will say different names. Even like, you know, in-game names like Lethamyr. You know, I hear some people say R, some people say ear. There's always going to be differences because of accents. Thunderous strike by Fahad. Cuts the lead down to 3 again. OSM in a very, very good position here. But now is the time he should be trying to get control of the ball and keeping control of the ball, because kickoffs are so volatile. Another one goes in for Fahad. OSM really needs to just get a hold of this ball and start rolling it around the field. Love the variety of caster talent in Rocket League now. It's really good to have variety in casting talent. I hope we can continue to diversify. You know, by the time the World Championship comes around, I imagine there will be even more casters, which is cool to think of. Everyone makes fun of how you say Jorius. How do you say Jorius? You say Joris? By the way, OSM just wrote in chat the Ocalid Wiggle. Now, what he means by that, I've talked to him recently about this, and what he means when he says the Ocalid Wiggle is he just read that challenge by Fahad. It wasn't that goal, but the one before. He just predicted the challenge was coming, and what he did to predict it is he saw a little wiggle, a little fake challenge before it. So, you know, it's a very common combination in 1v1 where a player will fake a challenge, just a very quick wiggle fake challenge, and then actually turn with a real challenge immediately afterwards. So OSM already knew, based on that particular fake challenge, it was too obvious. He thought, that's way too obvious of a fake challenge. You know, you're trying to show me that you're fake challenging there, and I think you're going to follow that up with a real challenge. You'll often see that paired up with reverse challenges, so a player will very obviously fake a challenge, and then straight away afterwards they'll challenge in reverse, because the fake challenge is so obvious that the other player often overcompensates. Nice shot from OSM here. Well, in the chat I should say, it's actually Fahad with the mind game to walk it into the net. Pretty savage, and that was not a position where OSM really should be conceding. He had a decent position overall. Fahad unable to threaten OSM on the next shot. This is exactly what OSM wanted, just getting into midfield play, getting 100 boost, starting to get the ball moving, but he wasn't able to get the demo on Fahad. Fahad's now managing his boost quite well. This is still great for OSM though. Lots of time being wasted, and the recoveries are pristine. He's been tripped up on so many landings by Fahad, but he's just able to recover every single time. Now there's a misplay though. Fahad slotting the open net, and what looked like it might be a routine win for OSM. He's now going to have to go through a kickoff in order to get it. This is tricky. OSM's been mixing up the kickoffs quite well, but when they do go head to head, standard versus standard, Fahad's been dangerous. OSM with the possession, trying to run the clock down as much as he can. He's going to try and just let this roll, and he calculated that brilliantly. It's going to be a 1-1 series. OSM rolling the ball on the ground just long enough to let the game finish. Brilliant calculation there. A lot of players would have just rushed that into the far corner, started an air dribble, and you know, you're probably still in a good position to win, but why do all that when you can just roll the ball on the ground? Throw SM? Not quite, not quite. He managed to hold on. But yeah, so far the open shot miss every game remains true. Can OSM get through a game without missing an open net? That's the biggest question here, the biggest storyline for him. Oh, what a save by Fahad. How's he managed to not own goal that? Oh, OSM with a pretty fortunate dunk as well. But wow, I'm so glad we got to watch that save again. Fahad deflected the ball into his own crossbar and somehow avoids own goaling it while he lands underneath the crossbar on all four wheels. OSM did in fact lean into that dunk afterwards, a pretty good job by him, and now hiding behind the ball effectively as he puts in a challenge. OSM, no flip to work with here. No contact on the ball either. Fahad just waiting to see what OSM's doing here. In fact, OSM's baited Fahad in, and he slots the open net with a floor pinch. So that's interesting, because OSM did not look comfortable on the previous touch to that, flopping around a little bit, but he recovered well and just got back into position a bit faster than Fahad was ready for. So now OSM taking a strong lead in the series, 2. Look for a second game here. Oh, what a mind game. OSM really making it look like he's going to flick that. Fahad pre-jumps. Can you blame him? Look at the air roll by OSM, setting it up perfectly. Really making it look like that's about to be a boomer of a flick on target. Instead, just bounces off the bar and onto the goal line. Yeah, some people were wondering before this, you know, what's OSM done to deserve this matchup? He's up against a rank 1, but like I said, you know, it's a dangerous thing to take on a player who's got nothing to lose, especially a player with OSM's experience and mechanical ability, who has nothing to lose in the matchup. He looks extremely strong at the moment. He's got a good read on Fahad. But Fahad's still taking his chances when he gets them. Careless by OSM, out of position, out of boost, and now only leading by 2 goals. Yeah, this is a live show match indeed. Might be able to get another one on the go after this. OSM slow kickoff does not make contact. Fahad definitely having to keep guessing with OSM's kickoff strategies. A lot of very, very delayed approaches by OSM on the kickoffs. That's something he's always been known for. Great control. Fahad snaps a ground shot bottom right. That was after having to shrug off a pretty strong challenge by OSM. Clean contacts on the ball there, very nicely done. It's a lot harder to pull that off than it looks when you've got very little boost to get around the ball like that. Fahad not lacking any power when he does go for the big shots. Perfect first touch by Fahad, delays the dodge. Trying to get a quick turnaround here. He knows he's got a boost advantage, but that boost advantage is now dead even. Both players completely out. Fahad landing more quickly. Reassumes control of the ball in the back corner. Avexley, thanks for the 6-month prime. Welcome back to the channel. OSM there deciding it's time to just go for the ball. Challenge Fahad. Hope that he doesn't see the challenge coming. His reward is a possession play after the next Fahad attack. Solid demo. Fahad knew where OSM's going to be. Clips him on the landing. Ties up the game. So that dodge right there by OSM was probably the mistake. You can't afford to be dodging like that. Telegraphing your landing position in close quarters in, well, any game mode, but especially 1v1. OSM now playing for the boost steal again. Great challenge by Fahad though. He's done a phenomenal job here. That was an awkward position, but he's managed to completely turn it around. Almost walking by OSM for another goal as well. According to Wikipedia, Fahad was 14 during Salt Mine 2. Was he? I didn't know that. FY Ali was 14. He was FY Ali back then, I think. Fahad, 4 goals in a row. The shooting has been absolutely on point for him. So OSM again, faking a kickoff. Now coming in for a ceiling challenge. Fahad saw him coming. Oh, OSM's just backflipped away from the ball. The shot was so directly at him that he panicked and flipped away from it. I'm not going to make him watch that again. As much as you guys want me to, I'm going to skip because they both skipped the replay. I don't want to be the only one watching that for what would have been another painful 2 or 3 seconds. Looks like Fahad's double jump by mistake, and OSM's going to be right back in this. We'll see what Fahad did here. So yeah, either he double jumped by accident or he was trying to double jump to bump OSM. Either way, ineffective. Fahad concedes. And he might be conceding again here. OSM hits the open net. Look at him, he's a changed man. Puts in yet another one. He has not yet missed an open net this game, that's true. We need to look out for that because, you know, I said last game it's good to get it out of the way with early on. This time he's not done so. He's actually still got his open net miss that he needs to perform. And we're in a tie game. Oh my, what a shot by Fahad. That is extraordinary. Looked like he was going to go for a flick or a mind game, but he actually air rolls a full 360 degrees around the ball and shoots it over the top of OSM. The control to get that to dip underneath the bar as well is exquisite from Fahad. OSM has missed his open net. He's actually done it. That was an open net miss. I don't believe it. He's actually missed another one. Oh no, he's going to concede as well. You can see he's just got a massive mental block here. That was wide open. He just had to dribble it into the net, but he completely lost control because all he's thinking of is the fact that he could miss. And when your head starts, playing tricks on you like that, there's no coming back. OSM for the third game in a row misses an open net, and this time he's immediately conceded afterwards. Fahad fakes a bump, walks in his open net. Actually, OSM gets back, makes him shoot one more time. Lovely little post pinch by OSM there. A bit unlucky that it didn't go further away from that position, because really it just went straight back towards Fahad, who scored before OSM could recover. There we go. So OSM's, I think, 3 for 4 in open nets here. Shame he always has to miss one. OSM did write in the chat, you and Rawas do that very well. That was regarding Fahad's full 360-degree air roll shot. Fahad fakes a air dribble setup there, looking to cut in field. OSM ready for it. Very direct dribble by Fahad, but he's picked up a demo in OSM, which I will say is a little bit fortunate because he didn't get the first touch that he was looking for there. OSM forced to jump, worried that he might be under pressure. Fahad accidentally loses control though. We do have a 1-goal game, so right now all that separates these two players is that open net miss from OSM. It's technically an open net 2-goal miss because he got scored on straight after. He's got a chance to redeem himself here. I think he's done it. Fahad can't get there. Tie game. OSM going all the way down to the wire with Fahad. Comeback secured. Can he just keep on rolling with this momentum and get a second game in a row? Croyer, thanks for the 15-month prime. Welcome back to the channel, man. I really appreciate that. It's a very strong 50 by OSM, but well played by Fahad as well. He jumped up early there, but recovered, dodged perfectly into the ball. Oh no, he's missed an open net! OSM has got bottom right staring at him and he snipes it. Can you believe it? The tables have turned. Fahad misses an open net and OSM hits one. Wow. Complete role reversal, and now it's 6 seconds away from an OSM victory. He might be able to run down the clock just like he did in the last game. Oh, wait a minute. Fahad's got another chance. Surely not. What a save. Free jump by OSM. All but wins it. And now it does. He is on double match point against Fahad, the in-form player, the rank 1 player in the world right now. And honestly, the player that I thought was going to win this 3-0 or 3-1. So already OSM's done more than I expected from him in this matchup. I told you guys he's going to be dangerous, but I thought maybe that would be, in the context of winning a game and looking competitive in the other ones. Make a prediction quick. What, me? My prediction is OSM's going to miss an open net in this game, and we're going to game 5. That's my prediction. I missed it. Yeah, what did OSM say there? I actually did not see what he said. Did not see what he said in the chat at the end of the game there. Fahad going to be up by 1. Predicted the immediate challenge from OSM. That's why you always want to get first touches nice and close to your car like that. If you think a challenge is looming, make your first touch as soft as possible. Lovely positioning by OSM, denying all the boost from Fahad. He could have taken a small pad as well there, but it looks like Fahad wasn't able to run over it anyway. He said, stop writing open nets into my scripts, I don't like this. He did it. Yeah, I think OSM had a ton of open nets in that last game. I guess Fahad's realized that OSM just misses a ton of open nets, and now he's carelessly giving OSM as many as he can. OSM's actually, for every single game in this series, done really well to just recover off these little bumps and little trip maneuvers that Fahad always sneaks in. Like every time there's a 50-50, Fahad's boosting through and he's getting little nudges on OSM, who immediately dodges back on path every single time. Landmarker RL, thanks to the 29-month prime. Welcome back to the channel. Fahad under pressure here. OSM decides to throw in an early challenge. It's not resulted in a goal for him, but that's still, I think, a great result for OSM because he doesn't want to just back off every time. He's keeping Fahad guessing. And he follows through with a bump and takes a 2-1 lead. just when it looked like Fahad's fake challenge was going to work out, right there, he baited OSM into flicking the ball over no one. OSM continues flying straight into the demo. Straight into the bump, I should say. Fahad doesn't look like he's playing his best. I think Fahad's, he's had a couple of mistakes himself for sure, but I would give OSM all the credit for, making this awkward for Fahad, who's done really well here on the turn. OSM expecting Fahad to dribble the ball back into his own corner, but Fahad turns around in midfield. Yeah, right there, OSM is trying to chase Fahad all the way down the line, but that's not where the game continued to go. Yeah, I wouldn't say Fahad is playing badly at all. I think OSM is just making this really awkward for him. OSM's kickoffs have been tough to read. He's been mixing up the offense. He's not really, kept bashing his head into a wall with a strategy that's not working. If something doesn't work, he just doesn't try it again. Again, look at OSM predicting the challenge. So Fahad here fakes a challenge in plain sight. Then see that he's hiding behind the ball, and that's why OSM knew that a challenge was likely to come, because Fahad was doing everything he could there to hide behind the ball. He's trying to get the ball between himself and OSM's camera. So OSM, even though he couldn't see Fahad, he just flicked immediately because he knows there's a really good chance Fahad is behind that. Ooh, that was almost careless by OSM. He could have ran that in, but I guess he was worried about hitting the ball again in case he, as soon as he realizes, well, that's on target, I'm going to leave it in case I somehow save this. Yeah, OSM's doing a very good job at spotting when Fahad wants to challenge and just moving the ball, because worst case scenario, Fahad doesn't challenge, but you've moved the ball into a position you can then chase. Best case scenario, he does challenge and you've just outplayed him. So it's a very safe strategy. If you think there's a risk of a challenge in ones or twos, or any game mode really, but mainly those two, because that's where you're going to be dribbling the most, just flick it. So even if they don't challenge, it's not like you've completely lost control. You can very often catch up to a flick and reassume control of the ball. OSM with the open net, and he really takes his time. Oh my goodness, he just gets it in. I thought he'd missed it again. He absolutely try-harded. That was the sweatiest open net I've seen today. He was really trying to place that one. Went with the underside of the car for maximum safety, and he's actually pulled it off. OSM, no open net misses yet in game number 4. It's a great challenge by Fahad. He's, he's keeping OSM guessing as well. I say OSM's got a good read on Fahad's challenges, but it's not like he's completely hard reading him. Fahad is still mixing it up sufficiently. That's a brilliant bump on continued shot, but look at OSM's recoveries. He makes a save, secures the back corner boost, continues pressuring the ball. Very close to the ball by OSM on that play though, and Fahad's going to convert, surely. Confident open net off the wall. OSM went for an extremely close to the ball fake challenge. It did force Fahad to make a move, but he didn't give himself enough recovery room. Again, flipping too close to Fahad's landing position. Getting demoed. Now 5-5. Fahad with the kickoff goal. OSM has been playing top 100 ones on a Smurf, he says, so he's definitely been putting in the grind. He's been on that ones grind recently. Not as much as Fahad, I would imagine, who's sitting at rank 1, but OSM's a dangerous opponent, and he's always going to be more dangerous in a series where he can adapt to his opponent, when he can start making changes to his gameplay. Fahad forced to make an early move there. Oh, big miss by OSM. Well, he didn't have a lot of boost to work with here, but that should be saved. Fahad just shoots it straight over his head, and in an attempt to go for a very precise save, OSM completely misses the ball. Still no open net miss in this game. Fahad's going to be feeling pretty good about himself. Now, was that an open net? I guess technically that was an open net miss, but pretty tricky one. He had to, jump up quickly for that, over the top of Fahad as well. I think Fahad's also just missed this one, and off the outside of the post it goes. Now, they're not wide open uncontested nets, but they're definitely open net misses in a way. That might have been the open net miss for the game. for OSM, just getting it out of the way. Oh my goodness, Fahad almost dribbles into his own net. Now OSM's got a massive boost advantage, wants to mind game 50. Fahad stands strong in the way of it. Faking a challenge with no boost. OSM bumps him out of the way. Surely it's going to be a tie game. OSM does eventually get the goal. Solid bump onto Fahad, who is just hanging on for dear life there after failing a post pinch in defense. He was under massive amounts of pressure. Still planning that hidden ones tourney at some point. Yeah, it's going to be a while to, well, it's going to be a bit of arranging on that one, because I've got to get 8 players with Epic Games accounts, new Epic Games accounts that are all anonymous. For now, we have a potential upset on our hands. OSM is 1 goal away from taking this 3 in a row against Fahad. High flick by Fahad. OSM with another fantastic recovery. Mind game by Fahad though. Another one as well, but boost has completely ran out for him. OSM snaps an immediate shot, which is nowhere near fast enough. Fahad not able to keep the ball up either though. Into overtime we go. Will OSM play for a cheeky kickoff? It's going to be standard, and it's going to be Fahad, and it's going to be game 5. Just like that, we have got the ace match, and I guess that means that the somewhat open net miss that we saw from OSM earlier on was the open net miss of the game. Well, there wasn't another one that was more clear, so that was it. What do you guys think? Do you remember the play I'm talking about where Fahad sort of had ball control, but then OSM just challenged him, jumped over and took a shot from distance, and it did roll wide? But did that count as an open net miss? Type 1 in chat if you think it does. I think personally it did. The Defect Electron, thanks to the brand new Prime. Welcome to the channel, man. OSM's been brilliant here. He's incorporated a lot of the things that he's been known for historically in ones. Just the insanely fast recoveries. Still absolutely a part of his game. The bumps have been very effective. Demo SM used to be one of the names that you'd run by sometimes. But will he be able to stop the shooting prowess of Fahad, who made a name for himself by being, I think, one of the deadliest flickers of the ball that we've ever seen. Today, it's been all about the shots, all about the consistent pressure. OSM looking for tips on how to win this. Well, don't own goal. Oh! I didn't tell him fast enough. I mean, with stream delay, he didn't hear that in time. Oh no. Yeah, he's had a couple of those where he wants a very, very precise touch in defense, and it just ends up going in his own net. That plus the open net misses, just really quite devastating for OSM. Oh, he's done it again! Oh no! I cannot believe it. It's scripted. I mean, you guys are gonna think it's scripted. That was so open. I don't believe this. Oh, look at this spot again with that same shot that really, I think, has to be goal of the series so far. Full wraparound airwheel shot. Super scripted game 5 up until now. I love that shot though. It's really impressive that he can get all the way around the ball like that in time to get the dodge off, because he's not getting a flip reset there. That's a timed dodge. OSM's got plenty of time to come back here. Oh, what control. Fahad fashions himself a 2-goal lead from the near post. He didn't have the best position here, but perfect first touch. Immediately slots the rebound as well. OSM says stop hitting open nets, it's unfair. I mean, it is a difference. It's definitely an open net difference between these two players. Oops, it's bad. He types out oops instead of using the quick chat oops. You'll love to see it. I don't think OSM realised how much boost Fahad had in the last play. Here comes Fahad with the aerial play. Haven't seen too much of that in this series. The ground game's been so effective for both. OSM will quite gladly be on the receiving end of that kind of quality of flip reset shot, because for modern standards that was a letdown for Fahad, especially for him he's been adding that to his game recently. He's not the full ground game menace that he once was. He's definitely leveled up in the air, and that's necessary for his threes career as well as ones these days. OSM goes high. I wouldn't call that an open net miss because he needs to go high there with the shot. He knows Fahad is going to be blocking anything low, so he just wanted to get the ball past Fahad. But he's done it again, staying as far to the left as he can. He's just going for outplays on Fahad, not really worried about scoring with any urgency at the moment. It's a really strong challenge, but OSM is going to concede as Fahad just glues himself to the ball and forces it in. He just would not get off the ball here. He just kept on pushing it into the net. Poor OSM had a reset, but he flipped the wrong way. I don't know if it would have mattered. Even if he does flip into the ball there, Fahad is directly behind it with a very strong hitbox. A little bit of time bought by Fahad. OSM going straight down the middle. Look out for the bump. Oh, what a shot, actually. I thought he was going to run ahead with a bump here because that's been so consistent for him today, and I think Fahad was expecting a similar sort of thing because he's actually on the back wall. But what a flick by OSM. Top left corner. He didn't have a lot of angle to work with there, so he had to execute that to perfection, and he did. Fahad up by 2 again, making OSM look a bit silly with his kickoff strat. Fahad just chips it into the corner, and he realized that OSM's position was compromised. Just under half the game to go. It's been an awkward one for OSM. Fahad not making it easy for him. Early flick by OSM. Probably expecting a challenge from Fahad in that position, as again Fahad hiding behind the ball. But Fahad's, he's not just going to fall for those kind of plays every single time. Double bump by OSM. And an open net! He secures it. Fahad gives him a compliment for that. He's realised how many OSM has missed. Double bump and an open net. What a combination by OSM. Like I was saying though, Fahad's mixing up the defense well here. Kickoff goal for OSM will put him in a tie game. Many a player would just throw themselves into challenges and keep getting outplayed by OSM's early flicks. Not Fahad. He is going to keep changing it up. Rogue UM, thanks for the 14-month prime. Says, let's go, Fahad. Oh my. That is some 50-50 by Fahad. How does he manage this? He actually just turned around completely here and deflected the ball straight up into the ceiling. Great control. OSM expecting him to go for a much more committed 50-50. Instead, Fahad turns his car around to get a very favourable hitbox. And indeed, Middle East 50-50s. They might be the best region in the world for them, but OSM's not in a position for a 50 there. He's just got a clean outplay. Fahad panicking. Oh, I wonder why Fahad didn't check to see where OSM was. Obviously, he thought OSM was right on top of him because he panicked and popped the ball a second time there. Earlier on in the series, we saw him checking. Every time he wasn't sure where OSM was, he would just look. Not this time. He decided to guess, and he guessed wrong. Big flick by Fahad. Just doesn't take long in the setup for those. Immediately fires it high, and again OSM knows it's not on target. Boost is up in the corner. Fahad playing the low boost game here. This is risky, especially when he doesn't even get a shot on target from it. It's a great recovery. Oh, what a bump by Fahad as well. A couple of little taps onto OSM, and he shows him an open net. Looks like when you put it on target. But that was quite a risky offensive play before being counter-attacked. Fahad really overextending there. OSM had a great chance to just take control of the game there. It was only Fahad's bumps that clutched it up for him. He wanted the wave dash shot. Fahad outplaying OSM again. Takes to the air here. Another reset for him. And it's going to end up going in, but that was a bit unnecessary as well by Fahad. That's just wide open, but he decides to go for the air dribble. And he lands on OSM after trying for the flip reset as well. So effective, but unconventional from Fahad late in the game. Crushes another 50-50. Oh, the mind game as well. Fahad makes it a 3-goal game in style. Okay, the other two goals were definitely unconventional, but this is fantastic by Fahad. Destroys OSM in a 50-50, and then destroys him mentally as well. 30 seconds to go. Fahad winning another kickoff. This might be too much for OSM to come back from. Will he get another chance? Fahad not going to give him an easy one. He's wasting so much time here. This is fantastic work by the rank 1 player in the world. OSM skies his next shot. He probably had to score that one to have a chance to come back. It's still technically possible, but with every passing second, it's not going to work. OSM will lose in Game 5 to Fahad. He's played well, and he's, you know, shown a lot of his old favorite play styles while doing so, showing that although the game has definitely developed, the meta's kept changing over the years, he's still absolutely able to make his style work in the current climate. Fahad too good in Game 5. Great comeback by him as well. He had to come back from 2-1 down as well, so impressive that he's able to just completely shut out the what must have been you know, nerves of being 2-1 down against a player you're massively favoured against, to just dominate. OSM says he's coming for the rank 1 title. Well, he has done it before. I mean, OSM, when he really grinds for that rank 1, he can definitely do it. Favorite playstyle. I didn't mean missing open nets. I didn't, when I'm talking about OSM making his playstyle work in the current climate, I don't mean missing open nets as his playstyle. I mean things like his you know, he's very, very physical. He's not afraid of getting very close and personal with the opposing teams, the opposing player, whether that's fake challenges, you know, run ahead demos, bumps, just like any time that he can, OSM will just go for a little bump in the opponent and expertly recover from them.